Now that the NFL has officially released its schedule and all 32 teams have attempted to copy the Titans and Chargers and have a funny introduction video,
Lightning McQueen!
Go.
it is time for me to predict all of the Eagles games this year. Now before I get into it, I just want to make sure everything's clear. I'm definitely not like a biased fan when it comes to this topic. I'm just a normal analyst and nothing but the best for my fans. And since you're taking your time to tune into this channel, I'll give you an exclusive coverage of the preseason as well. You won't get this anywhere else. So we start off Eagles versus Ravens. That is an automatic loss in my book. And then we play the Patriots. It might be a tough one, but I think we're going to lose because it's at Foxborough, the tough home crowd. And then I think the Eagles beat the Vikings to go 1-2 in the preseason. But now I guess we can get to the less important stuff, the actual season. Starting off, we play the Green Bay Packers. And no, it's not in Philly, even though it's a home game. It's in the Eagles' second home of Brazil. Yeah, I know, unfortunate, but the NFL, they're barely scraping by, so they just need to make a few extra dollars here and there to keep the league running. This is a tough game, probably the toughest game the first month or two of the season for the Eagles. Now, a lot of the betting money has actually come in on the Packers. Eagles started out early favorites, Packers have caught up. I personally believe the Eagles are going to take this one. The Eagles have a better offensive and defensive line, as well as better wide receivers and a better quarterback. I know that everybody loves the Packers this year. They're kind of like last year's Lions, but that's something that I think the Eagles can overcome. Then in week 2, we play against the Falcons and Kirk Cousins. However, this is prime time. Since it's prime time, Kirk Cousins will lose. Do I need to say anything else? And it hasn't just been in prime time. Ever since Kirk Cousins left Washington, the Eagles have pretty much been dominating him. He does put up some good stats, but the Eagles always end up winning. Starting off 2-0. In week 3, the Eagles play against the Saints. Not to talk bad about the Saints, but I think they are completely average and, one of the most boring teams in the league. They have Derek Carr, an average quarterback. They have Chris Olave, a promising wide receiver. And do they have anything else? Do they have an exciting coach? No, not an exciting defense. It's a really mid team, and I think the Eagles should run right over them. So starting off 3-0, I do promise it's not going to be a 17-0 season in this prediction. There are some losses coming, but not this next week against the Buccaneers. Yes, the Buccaneers did beat the Eagles in the playoffs, but the team has completely changed. The change in offensive and defensive coordinators for the Eagles, I believe, will make a huge shift in the team's success. The Eagles were outdated with Nick Sirianni's offensive style, and bringing in Kellen Moore will change everything. And speaking of the Buccaneers, I think they really overachieved last year and will come a bit back down to earth this year. So starting off 4-0. Then we have the bye week in week 5. Everybody gets to rest. I think we're going to win that week too. Then week 6, first is the Cleveland Browns. This will be another tough one. The Browns defense is top 3 defense in the NFL. However, it comes down to, does Deshaun Watson suck or is he good? And if you looked at him the past 2 years, he sucks. So I think he's going to continue to suck. It doesn't hurt that I just don't like him because nobody likes him. So I think the offense isn't anything scary, the defense is, but we can be a one-dimensional team, starting off 5-0. Then in week 6 at Giants. Now, the biggest concern to me is injuries, because I'm not scared of losing to this Giants team. They are quite simply one of the worst teams in the NFL.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself?
They're just stuck with Daniel Jones, who is about as bad as it can get. He was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league last year. So no, I'm not scared of them. However, the dark days are coming. The following week, we play the Cincinnati Bengals. in Cincinnati, and this is definitely a game that I think the Eagles will lose.
My wife couldn't go to church with me on Sunday, and everybody said, "Where is she?" I said, "She doesn't go out with losers."
It's unfortunate, I know. I thought we were going to go undefeated. I was buying the 17-0 shirts, but I think we're going to lose this one against the Bengals. Joe Burrow's too good. The weapons are too good. Their defense is legit as well, but I can deal with 6-1. Then another cat team, because you like to lump your cat teams together that you play against, is the Jaguars. Now Trevor Lawrence has, he was so hyped coming into the NFL, and I think he's been a bit of a disappointment. They're an above average team, but they're not scary to me. They don't have good weapons. They don't have a good defense. They're like a really good version of the Saints. So because of that, and since it's at home, I have the Eagles winning that, going 7-1. However, the following week in Dallas, unfortunately, the Cowboys will most likely beat the Eagles.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
The Eagles have really struggled at Dallas, and even more, the Eagles have just struggled against Dak Prescott in general. So I don't think this is going to change this year. Yes, the Cowboys didn't do much in the offseason, but their team was strong coming into the year. So another loss, 7-2. Then we play Washington at home, easy win, bad quarterback. Enough said, easy win versus Washington, 8-2. Then we have the toughest stretch in the Eagles season coming up next. But first, if you've been enjoying the video, please like and subscribe. I'm really trying to grow the channel, and anything will help. But back to the video. Okay, so now the tough part of the schedule. It starts playing at LA against the Rams. The Rams were a very surprising team last year. Everyone thought they would be one of the worst teams in the NFL, and they ended up being a solid playoff team, largely due to just a bunch of, I hate to say it, but random players breaking out. At least it felt like. However, they did lose Aaron Donald, and Cooper Kupp is getting old, as well as Matthew Stafford. So I think the Rams will likely take a step back this year, and the Eagles will beat them this week. This will bring the Eagles to 9-2. But in week 13 is the toughest game on the schedule at Baltimore, playing the Ravens, and the team, they're just an excellent regular season team, and I don't see the Eagles winning this game. So I can deal with it. 9-3. At the Panthers, lost. Win. Almost messed up there, but the Panthers are the worst team in the NFL. So, win. This puts the Eagles at 10-3. Then playing Pittsburgh. Now, people may not like Pittsburgh, but I actually believe in them. I think they're going to be pretty good this year. However, the series of Pittsburgh versus Philly, typically the home team wins, and the Eagles are at home. Therefore, I have the Eagles winning. Simple as that. In week 15, the Eagles play at Washington, and unfortunately, I actually have the Eagles losing this. As long as I've been a fan of the Eagles, which has been about 10 years of, I would say, diehard fandom, the Eagles have consistently gone 1-1 with Washington. Even though they're bad, Washington finds a way. I don't know what it is, but they always seem to steal one. Then finishing the year at home versus the Cowboys and the Giants, and I got 2 easy wins there, of course. So that means that the Eagles will end up at 13-4, and I definitely think this will be enough to win the division. However, I'm not sure if it will be enough for the 1 seed. The 49ers, as much as I hate to say it, will be good once again. The Lions will be good. Who knows, maybe the Packers will be good. I don't know. But 13-4, definitely enough to win the division. Iffy on home field. I would be pretty confident that you would at least get the 2 seed though. So I'd say this will be a good season. And just a recap of looking at the schedule, how it looks, I really like it. We don't have any super hard stretch of the season like we did last year. The toughest 2 games are the Rams and the Ravens, but those are surrounded with the Panthers and the Commanders. So I just like how it's set up for the Eagles, and they do have a rest advantage of about 10 days or so. So all things looking up for the Birds, and of course, another Super Bowl victory. But thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you have any comments, any inspirational comments you want to leave, you can do that, and subscribe. And I'll see you later.